a good song. Tempted, and 4 years ago it was a huge American hit for Squeeze. They're back in business after 3 years of not terribly successful solo activities, and next week they'll be playing in the UK. This is how they sounded a couple of weeks ago in Houston, Texas, and before the show, with the temperature moving towards 100, I asked Jools Holland, whoever he might be, why Squeeze had decided to give their 11-year-long career another shot.
I think we're all agreed that what we do individually isn't actually as good as what we do all together. In other words, we can't really, I mean, we're the first to admit that, and we need one another to sort of moderate what the others will do. Otherwise we just go off on excesses on our own. And there's very few people you can think of that sort of break up and actually make better records on their own than they did when they were together.
Yeah. People have referred to this record as being an adult record. I think that's true.
I think
pornographic bookshops.
yes, it's not suitable for mine as well. I don't know. You see, the thing is, I think it's probably the most complicated record that we've had. And I've said this before, but I'll say it again. I would compare it to the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel because it's lots
Which
of
particular
detail.
bit?
Well, the whole thing. This is what I'm saying. In other words, we were on our backs when we did it, and there's lots of detail that has been, you know, there's lots of allegory and detail. And when I hear the record, there's still lots of things I hear in it that I didn't hear when we were doing it.
But seriously, as they say, it is a pretty down album. I mean, some people could say it's pretty depressing, Chris. Songs about drinking and romance has gone wrong, and things like that.
I think some of the songs are quite optimistic. I think King George Street is a very optimistic sounding song. Although
I'm sure a lot of people wouldn't think that on first hearing. I mean, what's it about?
Well, it's about a couple who've got a couple of kids, and they live in a council estate, and it's a breakdown of communication between the two of them because he goes out and gets drunk and takes his troubles out on her, on the wife. And by the time you get to the end of the song, I think he's beginning to realise where he's been going wrong.
They stood around the kettle and watched as it brewed, sneezing into headpiece, hands all blue. The next evening he came around to the house with a bunch of flowers, locked him out. Peeping through the window, my friends in the air, her lips to the ground. She saw him out there, the kids came running, but they happened to see their daddy back home, Hinton Street. Their daddy back home, Hinton Street. Their daddy back home, Hinton Street.
How are you accepted in America? Is it very much different from the way you're thought of in England?
Well, it's been quite amusing seeing posters up for some of the gigs we've done, saying that we're a legendary British rock band.
I mean, people did say you were the new Lennon and McCartney, didn't they? It's a pretty awful thing to say.
We're actually being legendary. It's something quite different.
Oh, well, can I
we seem to. I was just going to say we seem to be about 3 times as big here as we were when we split up, which is a total surprise to me.
Do you think you're ever going to really sell large quantities of records?
Yeah, we have already, haven't we? This is the trouble. They've been over a very slow period of time, or a long period of time, you know. One here, one there, but it all mounts up. Yeah.
Who do you think the average Squeeze fan is? Could you characterise
Good
anybody
name,
like
actually.
We saw him.
Personalised.
He keeps on turning up.
Well, surprisingly, I think on this tour, our audience has been younger than it was when Squeeze broke up the first time round. So it's a bit of a shame.
Yes, I mean, you see, it's remarkable, but in places like New York, we outsell a lot of sort of modern pop groups, and lots of really young sort of teenage Americans come. Yes, they do. I know it deserves a round of applause because it is such a remarkable achievement.
I have no